I'm Court.
I'm Kiah.
And we're the Backroad Cowgirls.
I'm family walking my family life.
I'm Court.
And I'm Kiah.
And we're the Backroad Cowgirls. On today's episode, we're taking you to a multi-generational California ranching family.
We are headed out to the adorable little country town of Creston, California to visit with the Ryans and the Allgood family who have been ranching there for generations. And not just that, but they have the cutest leather shop and boutique that I cannot wait to go shopping at.
I'm excited to meet them. Let's go.
Let's check it out.
Our ranch is our home. Okay, it's not here to be sold, to be subdivided or anything. My goal has always been to have the family live on the ranch, and then hopefully they have enough ownership in it to keep it and pass it along to the 4 grandchildren that are here someday. I always say that this is not my ranch, it's my dad's ranch. He gave it to me, and I'm going to give it to the kids and grandkids.
I think town people have read stories about people living on a ranch and stuff, and that's wonderful, that's important, but we're still living it. We still grow our vegetable garden, we still can, we still butcher animals, we still do all of those things, and it's a part of our everyday life. It's what we do. It's not gone. We're still here.
Nancy and I were married in 1974. It would be 5th generation for the grandchildren.
Living in Creston is 5th generation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get one too. Oh, nice.
It's heaven. It's the best thing of all. All through COVID, the kids were here. We were our own little bubbles, so we could see each other every day, and that's part of what's so good. The kids automatically know what the ground is and what grows and what lives here and the life cycles. To have them understand the ranching world and live it without it having to be taught, that's a real special thing. And being close enough that we're a part of their lives, they're a part of their memories as they go on. So that's pretty special. Raising our kids was the best thing in the world. He worked all day, and I got to stay home with the kids, and we worked it together. I made shirts when we were scraping money so he would have nice shirts at work, and because it was $5 for a store-bought shirt and $2 for a homemade shirt. When things were tight, those things were important.
Patrick O'Donovan was the first family member to come here. He immigrated over from Ireland in the later part of the 1800s, between the 1860s and 1870s, and found Creston and decided to settle here. So his daughter, Mary O'Donovan, married a man named John Ryan. He came over from Ireland as well, and they started this store at the very, very end of the 1800s. So this was the general mercantile store. My great-grandmother and my great-grandfather ran this store.
I knew that this was her grandmother's mercantile store, and it was vacant. So I called the people that owned it, leased it from them, thinking it was going to be not a retail spot, just somewhere for me to physically drive to, so I won't go saddle a horse when I get bored making the same pair of shops. And then got in here, she walked in, it sits the way it sits. We didn't do anything but just bring merchandise, and that's all history from there. You don't specifically have to have a cowboy hat on to do some ranchy shit. Like, I've seen it in town by somebody like, you're not really a cowboy. Yeah. I'm from Mississippi originally. Met her at Vegas at the rodeo finals and headed west. Build all the saddles and shops and do the day-to-day leather work, and then literally get told what to do here, because I don't really do the clothing side. I can, but that's not my forte. And then pretty much just stay hooked in the shop. We have a few horses we swap and trade on because we need them for the ranch. Kind of stay there at the ranch and do that, and then help her dad on there. And try to stay as horseback as much as we can and not in town.
Growing up, we had alfalfa, we had barley, we had cattle, our ranch was bigger, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, my growth in agriculture was go to school. I wanted to be an animal nutritionist. That was kind of my goal at one point. Wanted to make a living on the ranch. That was kind of what we did. Growing up, my dad worked in town, and my uncle, he did all the ranch operations, and it was kind of a joint effort. And then over the years, the ranch split up. Dad still had to work in town, and then still had to figure out how to make the ranch grow and thrive for more and more generations. So saw that struggle going on. I ended up working at a farm supply company when I was 15, and then continued school and all that. And as I was at farm supply, kind of developed a love for, you know, the Western industry, the Western lifestyle, in addition to the agriculture side of things. What we see at the ranch is that you can't make a living on it in the traditional sense with cattle, grain, hay, all that kind of stuff. So my siblings and I, and then with my parents going into the future, how do we make this work? How do we stay in our perfect little area in California? How do we keep it intact for her and her cousins if that's what they want to do going forward? So part of it is getting creative with agriculture and how to tie it in creative ways. So all of my siblings and I, we all work somewhere else besides the ranch, but with the intention of growing the ranch. So part of it is the shop, Matt's work with leather work and tying all that together, sharing our story with people that come in from all over the world. I mean, we had a family in here from Germany a couple weeks ago. So being able to share that agriculture looks very different now for us in many aspects, and then how we survive to be able to carry on for Tatum and her cousins.
It's the most special, and we know it's very unique and that it's very hard to hold on to. One of our taglines for the shop is the real California. This is the California that we know. We're good people, we're hardworking, we love this lifestyle. This is the real California, not the crazy south of us, not the crazy north of us. All the people that we know, whether they're directly involved with ag or not, they appreciate the lifestyle. The ranching side of it is very hard. Conversations shift, you know, election year to election year, and what we're gonna have to deal with is regulations, how to keep the ranch together. We have to be so educated, so focused on every single bill, every single law. We don't have money in the bank. We're not wealthy people. We don't have, you know, we can't go buy fancy new vehicles or equipment or anything like that. We're lucky and we own our land outright, but the taxes and the regulations just to be able to do something with property that is owned free and clear by generations, my parents have scraped together. Now that goes to my brother and sister and I, and how do we make that work? My parents talked about that. The ranch is home. It's not just an income source. It's not just a legacy. It's not just something. It's home, and we want that for them. It's a lifestyle like no other, and for families to grow up like that, it's priceless. You can't fully explain it, but it is a very, very special thing. Every person that walks in our store, any people that we see on the street, just being able to share, you know, we're not rich, we're not big business, we're not factory farming, all that kind of stuff. We're family. It's part of our heart, it's part of our DNA, and we want to keep it going.